Well, hello everyone. My name is Swamp.
One, two, three, four. I'm a good old rebel, now that's just what I am. For this fair land of freedom, I do not care a damn. I'm glad I fought against it, I only wish we'd won. I don't want any pardon for anything I've done. I hate the Yankee nation and everything they do. I hate the Declaration of Independence too. I hate the glorious Union that's dripping with our blood. And I hate their striped banner. I fought it all I could.
All right, I would just let it keep playing because that is one damn fine tune. I tell you what. I couldn't put that on the Hank Hill channel. I felt like people would get upset by it, but I think on this channel people are okay with it. All right, here we go. Switch it over. All right. That's enough. That's enough of that. Shut up, Hank. All right. Well, hello, everyone. How are you doing tonight? It's been a while. Still have health issues that are going to have to be dealing with for a little while longer, unfortunately. But I am going to get back on the saddle. I think starting today, I'm going to try to get back to doing regular streams and regular videos since I've relatively healed up. You know, it's much better than it used to be. I'm doing a lot better. But I still need to have surgery. But that's going to be, unfortunately, now like 3 days before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to me. If they expect me to not have any wine during Thanksgiving because of this surgery, they are out of their freaking minds. I can tell you that. What are you? A Yankee coming down here telling me how to live my life? I don't think so. All right, before we get into all the stuff that I had planned, don't forget to like the stream, super chat to activate the super chat jukebox, and of course to support the channel. And check out the link to the Discord if you would like to make some friends. And of course, FRENS, far right ethno-nationalists. Or at least that's what the ADL calls us. I think that was the ADL. One of those guys. All right, but before we get into what I had planned, I wanted to watch this. I have not watched it yet. It just dropped, so I assume some of you guys have not seen it either. I've been pretty stoked about this, to see this. So the first trailer just dropped for Infringed, the documentary from Timcast, a Lauren Southern documentary from Timcast. Everyone's got their weird opinions about Lauren Southern, but I'm pretty sure I haven't watched much of her regular content, like her YouTube channel, but I'm pretty sure I've watched all of her documentaries and I've enjoyed all of them. And she's not bad to look at, which always makes it, a little bit more palatable, whatever it is. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Lauren Southern, Infringed, coming out November 7th. I didn't realize it was coming out that soon. On Timcast, but I guess I won't be able to see it because I assume it's probably not going to stream free on Timcast. I already got a Daily Wire Plus. I don't want a Timcast as well. Pretty soon, these alternative media subscriptions are going to be like having a Hulu, a Netflix, an Amazon, a whatever. It's going to be too many. All right, Majin jumping in the chat early. Holy shit. What's up, brother? Thank you. I guess the alerts aren't working. You know, it's been a while. It's everything's a little, let's see here. Oh, it says the alert box is up. Well, it's been a while, so it's oh, hey. There it goes. Wow, that was extremely delayed. I mean, it's usually a few seconds delayed, but that was... The system's waking up. You know, the system is waking up. All right, but before we get into watching this trailer, which it's not a super long trailer, it's only 2 minutes. It's time for the first Super Chat jukebox. Let's do it.
I've never seen anything so stupid in my life. Woke. You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Woke. Everything woke turns to shit.
Well said. Well said, Mr. President. All right. Let's check it out.
Why are you a gun owner?
I mean, it's fun. I'm actually concealed carrying right now, so.
What would you say to those who believe firearms should never be viewed as entertainment?
I have no idea why they would believe that. I actually can't fathom why they would say that.
These are weapons of death and destruction, and they ruin people's lives.
Sure, they absolutely could. We can go out here and have a lot of fun. Or we could go do something heinous with it, but that's not what we're doing.
After Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Charleston, after Orlando, after Las Vegas, after Parkland, nothing has been done.
My daughter was my love of my life. She was graduating that year and she got shot. I just lived with the dull pain of having my child murdered.
When are we gonna do something?
We all know the biggest reason for the tragedy is the gun.
It's easy to just point the finger at the gun. I looked into all the facts, and every time I look into these shootings, it was avoidable. It's a failed system.
The government does not want the people to keep and bear arms, and they resist it at every chance possible.
Ban assault weapons now!
A disarmed nation becomes a nation it serves.
History shows that it does not have a good track record.
Normal people become terrified of criminals.
Shots were just fired. Police just came out and told us, and we're headed there right now.
They become terrified of their own government.
There is a balance of power between the state and the population it's meant to serve. And that balance of power is maintained by force.
I like that the Second Amendment has evolved into something beyond judicial interpretation, encapsulated in this little download. It means what I say now.
Hell yeah. I'm definitely going to check that out. Am I going to have to get... am I going to have to actually get a subscription to Kimcast? Sorry, guys. It's been a while. To Timcast just to watch this? Or should I wait a few days and just torrent it? Just stick it to the man. And by the man, I mean Tim Pool. That looks good. Looks good. All right. On to the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you are unaware, one of the first major humiliation rituals of our time has begun. We've had all of these discussions about removing statues because, the South was about slaves, man. And, we can't have American history in general. At first, they said it was about slave owners and Southerners. And then, almost prophetically, and by that I mean literally prophetically, Donald Trump said, well, eventually they're just going to want to take down statues of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln as well. And everyone said, no, they're not going to do, we don't want that. That's crazy. We would never do that. Of course they started doing that. Of course they did. So we're now at the point where I'm sure everyone remembers, God, I don't even remember. What the hell was it? The Unite the Right rally. That was allegedly 100% all about a statue of Robert E. Lee. Well, the first great humiliation ritual by the victors, or so they think the victors, is taking place. They've taken down this statue. There was a lot of talk of putting it in a museum, a lot of talk of maybe auctioning it off and using the money for, I don't know, black people or something. But no, what they did was they melted it down, and that's not enough. That's kind of an old school humiliation ritual. We have the internet, man. Everyone's got computers. They had to film themselves doing it, and they had to. Well, you know, I'll play the clip, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. But here is statue of Robert E. Lee. It's from the Washington Post. Charlottesville's Robert E. Lee statue has met its end in a 2,250-degree furnace. This is something else, I gotta tell you. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously, the fact, come on. Having the face, this is just, is anybody wondering what's actually happening here? This isn't we're righting the wrongs of the past. Is there any reason to do this specifically and film it and put it out there unless we're fighting racism and bigotry? They know damn well that's not what this is about. Do you like America? Do you think American history is worth learning? Do you think that there was even great men on the southern side? Well, this is what we want you to see. This is the humiliation. We won, is what the leftists are saying right now. This is what they're doing. Here we go. Here's another. So why would they do this? Genuinely, unless this was meant to discourage people. And they say it's, well, if it makes racists afraid, that's good. We want racists to be. That's what they say, but they know that's not what it is. They know it's just what they're Marxists. They are communists. They are whatever far left. They're the far leftists, and they hate the United States. They don't give a crap whether it's north or south. They really hate the United States. Watch, why on earth would this be what they do? They're showing, what they're showing you right now is a scalp. They're showing you the scalp. That's what they're doing. They're not they're literally peeling the man's face off and filming it. It's a little on the nose, honestly. Like it's even more on the nose than you would expect. But no, it's great. It's great. The thing that I think is most important, though, is as you may look at this and go, wow, these people are stupid and this is ridiculous. And you may get worked up about this. Don't, because I'm going to read you the very first line from this article from the Washington Post, and then you're going to laugh yourself to sleep and go, oh, wait, I forgot. They're retarded. So they may have some wins because they got these big donors, these big... they act like they're the ones that we're the sides of the working man. We all know that's bullshit. But the people who are behind them, they may have got them to some wins. But look at this. All right, from the Washington Post. This is the first sentence. somewhere in the U.S. South, it was a choice to melt down Robert E. Lee, period. There's a period there. But it would have been a choice to keep him intact, too. Does that make sense to you? Is this also part of the humiliation ritual? Is this somehow am I being gaslit somehow here? Well, you just don't get it. This is brilliant writing. This is proper English. We got the obligatory period before the word but, which we all know is standard in American journalism now, and how much I hate it. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's completely wrong. We shouldn't do it. In fact, anyone who does do it should have this done to their face. If I'm being completely honest. See, journalist's face comes right off for using a period before the word but. That being said, what does this mean? It was a choice to melt down Robert E. Lee, and even if we put a comma instead of a period, it was a choice to melt down Robert E. Lee, but it would have been a choice to keep him intact too. I understand how choices work. Yes, I get it. There was yes, it was either or. I get it. This sounds like a second grader wrote this. Am I crazy? They make me feel like I'm crazy. It's like, I was thinking about going and I don't know. I was thinking about going on a walk, and then I realized going on the walk would have been a choice, but not going on a walk would have also been a choice. I'm aware of the binary nature of the choices presented before me. Yes, I don't. It's just stupid. These people are retarded. And before anybody goes off and is like, what they're trying to say, I understand what they're trying to say. My point is they're too stupid to say it. What they're trying to say is they're trying to convince you that you either are for the slaughter of black people, which would be keeping the statue up, or you say Black Lives Matter, which means you have to tear the statue down, is what they're trying to say. Which is moronic on an entirely different level, but still not as moronic as this sentence. Somewhere in the U.S. South, it was a choice to melt down Robert E. Lee, but it would have been a choice to keep him intact, too. These people vote. Not only do they vote, they're responsible for tearing down statues they don't even understand in the first place. They don't even understand Robert E. Lee. They don't understand the Civil War. They don't understand the United States in general. Ah, man. What a world. What a world. But as usual for every Friday show, don't worry, it gets worse. Oh, everything got reset. I'm sorry, guys. It's like I'm a newborn YouTuber, newly born YouTuber, having to get all this together. Okay, here we go. We have here, I think, one of the most amazing stories in American history, and actually the only story that we can use to follow up the story of Robert E. Lee's statue being melted down because of anti-racism or something. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is breaking news from NBC. This isn't me. All right, YouTube, listen, I'm not saying this. I'm not the one saying this. Breaking news from NBC. Black people are stupid and retarded. This is breaking news. So recently, there's been a large movement to remove requirements to graduate from high school. You don't have to prove that you know how to do math or read or write. The reasoning for this is that people of color are just too stupid. They can't figure this shit out. It's too hard for them. Don't get on. You can't blame them. It's genetics. They're just. I mean, it's in their DNA. I don't know how we got here, but man, it has been a hell of a ride. So we just got rid of the Robert E. Lee statue because of racism or something. And now we're going to get rid of requirements and education because colored people are dumb. And that's also anti-racism. You can't make this stuff up, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know anymore.
All right, let's get right to it.
Here at South County High School in Lorton, these students are hard at work making masterpieces, recreating sculptures like the ones you would see in ancient Western Africa.
Jimmy, our step shows you have a lot of things to have cultural sensibilities.
Talking about things like Black joy and historically Black colleges and universities. It's all part of the new AP African American Studies pilot class.
My goal is to give them holistic history, as much information as possible, and then hopefully they'll take that information and make the world a better place.
I felt like there was like a gap in my knowledge about African history, so I thought this class would be a great way to like deepen my knowledge.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to actually break there, but I just couldn't take it. I don't know why it hit me so hard this time. I just felt like there was a gap in my knowledge about African history. Okay. All right, sister. I mean, sure. But luckily, I'm now here with Play-Doh and pieces of cardboard making African art. So now I got it all figured out. I get it now. I'm in high school using Play-Doh and cardboard, and now my education has been completed. I understand it now. The gap that I had in understanding Black history it's been filled. Son of a bitch. Reading? Oh, I don't know how to do that. Math? Never heard of it. But if you give me a piece of cardboard and some Play-Doh, by God, I could make you some fantastic artwork that maybe isn't even historically accurate, but it lets you know how I feel about the experience of learning about the experience of other lived experiences of people of color who predominantly have come from an African nation, which is really what's important here. Damn, I should be a college professor.
Class launched after months of drama nationwide. In April 2022, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed the Stop Woke Act, limiting how racism can be taught in schools. Then in January 2023, the Florida Department of Education banned AP African American Studies, saying it violates state law and lacks educational value. A month later...
Wait a minute. You're telling me to prove Ron DeSantis wrong about this lacking any educational value, you showed high school students using Play-Doh and cardboard to recreate supposedly famous African art. Oh, no, you're right. Ron DeSantis was totally wrong on this one. Well, thank God we're using this instead of testing to see if they know how to read. It's just great.
The College Board stripped down the curriculum, removing lessons on critical race theory, the queer experience, Black feminism, and Black Lives Matter. Then Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin asked for a review of the class to see if it violates his ban on divisive concepts in school. The State Department of Education announced last month it found no issues with the class.
Oh, here they got the cardboard and the Play-Doh.
Criticism might be because people assume the class is political in nature, but it's really not. We've learned a lot about different things, and we look at it through art, through different documents. The class at a face value, it's literally like a history class. Like, we're just learning about African history. It's not about like trying to like change our mindset about stuff. It's just about learning new things.
To me, the class is more than just an educational experience. It's a sharing of culture and where we learn from each other, and we're all lessons every single day.
The College Board said.
Fantastic. So first of all, these kids do sound mentally deficient. They do. I mean, everyone knows for a fact. If you want, I mean, talk to any random teenager, you're going to go, wow, that guy is retarded. I mean, sure. But there's a normal level of that. This seems to go beyond that. And then talk about the absolute irony. Who put this together? There's got to be an inside man over at CBS here, because they had two kids go on there and say, it's just about history and learning about the things that happened. And then it cuts to the actual teacher, and he says, it's not just about teaching about history and lessons about African culture. Well, wait, then who's lying? I don't... No, they're totally not teaching. It's not like trying to teach us other things. It's about the history. Teacher. Yeah, it's literally about teaching anything other than that. We really need them to know they're the right political opinions to have.
Says starting next year, all high schools can choose if they want to offer the class, except in Florida, where it's still banned. Amy Cho, News 4.
So, I have to now pose the question. With there being multiple school districts all across the country that are removing basic requirements to graduate, you no longer have to prove that you're proficient at math, reading, or writing. And this isn't just in like one random place. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember exactly, but I know it's reached state level in one state, but I know that there's dozens of counties across the country that are trying, have already done this or are trying to do this. What do you think is more important? This? What we just watched? Or making sure that 18-year-olds can read? Because one of those answers is racist, and it's not the one you think that it is. No, they're doing great. And I actually did not realize. Hey, stop. I actually didn't realize there's a bunch of comments on this video. Also, it's talking about it being Play-Doh. I told you it's Play-Doh. Oh, black joy with Play-Doh. Again, the answer that you think would be racist is not the one that's racist. So if I say, listen, I don't care if you're black, you should know how to read, write, and do math. Or the person who says they're black, let them play with Play-Doh. Which one of those is the racist one? Don't come to my university. You're not going to like it. It's going to be the most the most racist university on planet Earth. Moving on. Everything nowadays is about race. Every single thing. You can't avoid it. It's everywhere. But you would think if you could go somewhere and have it not be about race, it would probably be in a country where it's mostly one race. You know, the United States, we used to be a lot more white than we are now, but we're still a majority white country. But we're still not even close to places like, I don't know, Scotland, Sweden, It's a lot of white people. A lot more white people than we have. I regret to report that even they can't get their shit together, and they are having problems. Oh, sorry, the mic went off there. I regret to inform you that they're even having problems with the beauties of diversity and inclusion and multiculturalism. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, for your approval. What was that show? Was that the... Are you afraid of the dark? Or no, what was it? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Presented to the Society for Approval, the story, are you afraid of the dark, right? Anyway. For your consideration, how about that? Scotland's First Minister. Scotland, ladies and gentlemen. Scotland.
White. The Lord Justice Clerk, white. Every High Court judge, white. The Lord Advocate, white. The Solicitor General, white. The Chief Constable, white. Every Deputy Chief Constable, white. Every Assistant Chief Constable, white. The Head of the Law Society, white. The Head of the Faculty of Advocates, white. Every Prison Governor, white. And not just Justice. The Chief Medical Officer, white. The Chief Nursing Officer, white. The Chief Veterinary Officer, white. The Chief Social Work Advisor, white. Almost every trade union in this country headed by people who are white. In the Scottish Government, every Director General is white. Every chair of every public body is white. White. The Lord Justice Clerk.
Okay. So, Scotland's First Minister, Humza Yousaf, freaking jackass, comes in here as the minister. Everyone here is white. White people. There's white people. White people. No shit. Humza, you're in Scotland. What did you think you were? Why don't you... You clearly came here. Go back to wherever you came from. Second of all, who the hell is electing these people? Not because he's a brownie. I mean, that's a different issue. This guy hates you. You Scots out there, he hates you. He's saying it right now. He's literally talking about how he despises all of these white people in Scotland. Scotland. Look at the size of his head. It's like an orange on a toothpick. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to talk about race, apparently, because I'm a white person. Anytime I bring up race, it's, why are white people always talking about this? Maybe because everywhere I look, everyone else gets to talk about it. I mean, imagine if I, Swamp Johnson, went to the south side of Chicago and just started walking around going, that guy, black. That guy, black. Black guy, black guy, black guy, black guy, black guy.
White. Every High Court judge, white. The Lord Advocate, white. The Solicitor General, white. The Chief Constable, white. Every Deputy Chief Constable, white. Every Assistant Chief Constable, white. The Head of the Law Society...
I gotta tell you something, brother. You moved to a white country. You moved to a white country. Is this how it's gonna be? Is this the end, you guys? Is this where we're reaching the end? The end times. We're gonna be completely, everything's just gonna go completely to hell. And then from the ashes, a beautiful white nation will once again rise. Oh. You in the comments, white. You in the chat, white. Anyway, speaking of race, I'm sure most of you have heard by now about a brilliant man who makes, just his existence, makes an excellent argument for removing educational requirements for people of color. Just by him being there. Mr. Jamal Bowman, the man who apparently accidentally pulled a fire alarm during a vote in Congress. I just had to show you guys this because it is probably one of the funniest things that I've seen in a long time. So first of all, Bowman's been saying that he did not mean to pull this fire alarm. It was a total accident. I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of this.
Do you still stand by your statement that pulling the fire alarm was an accident?
You know, I don't know why this has gotten so much attention. I was literally just in a rush to go vote, man. That's all it was.
Are you afraid of any repercussions, either from leadership or from legally from Capitol Police?
I mean, listen, I take responsibility for what I did, you know, but like I said, I was in a rush to go vote, and, you know, the investigation will sort everything else out.
Have you talked to Jeffries about it?
Oh, yeah, of course. Since day one, yes.
How was that conversation?
Well, I got to keep that between me and the leader, so I'm not going to share that publicly. Yeah, but we've been in touch with each other.
So he doesn't get why this is a big deal. He was just in a rush to vote. It was an accident. Could have happened to anybody. Literally could have happened to anybody. Not intentional, you guys. This is... why are people blowing this out of proportion? I mean, it was confusing. The man didn't know what was happening. It was hard to tell. Oh, wait, we have the footage. Oh, well. Well, that settles that, I guess. The man walks right up to it. The first thing he does is grab the first sign. Look, he grabbed it, grabs the second one, throws it on the ground, then pulls it immediately. Pulls the signs down, and then immediately walks away. Oh. Well, if this was just a genuine accident, now I understand why black kids shouldn't be required to know how to read or write to graduate high school. This is a congressman. He expects us to believe that crap. I was just trying to get to the vote, you guys. I was just trying to go vote. Oh, let me take that sign down. Let me take the second sign down. Let me pull it and immediately walk away. The sign's still on the ground, by the way. I mean, just threw it on the ground. We're supposed to believe he was in such a rush, he accidentally pulled the fire alarm. You know, I am not a African American AP history teacher, so I'm not really smart, but this footage just doesn't seem to line up to that, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. But you know what's going to happen to him, right? Nothing. I mean, I think he's getting like a slap on the wrist. Even though he did the unspeakable, which was insurrectioning at the Capitol, because that's what they were charging people with on January 6th, was impeding, you know, a process that a federal proceeding. They were impeding that, preventing it from happening. Even though that's exactly what he just did, he was trying to prevent this vote from happening, and so he pulled the fire. Anyway, it's insurrection when white people do it. When black people do it, you just go, "Aw, I'm sorry. Were you confused, sweetheart? I know, we didn't require you to learn how to read or do math. It's not your fault. You're black." This stream's definitely getting taken down. I guess this one will also have to be on Rumble, just like the last one. All right, let's shift gears a little bit, so we're not. I could afford to not be racist for a little bit, so let's go on to the next thing. But you guys know that if I'm not going to be racist, I'm going to be some kind of phobic, whether it's transphobic, homophobic, fat phobic, phobia phobic, something. So I'm sure you all remember the greatest musician of our age, which was Oliver Anthony, the greatest man, the man who invented music. And now we have a second person who is following in his footsteps by creating music. And this is only the second time it's ever been done. Oliver Anthony came in, made music for the first time with his Richmond, North of Richmond. We'd never heard music before this. Luckily, we have a fat lady who has followed in his footsteps. And wow. Just wow. Well, it really speaks for itself. And I got to tell you guys, I'm going to try my best not to cry during this, but I can't make any promises, honestly, because this is something. You know, it's great.
My grandma paid me by the pound, said I should try to slim it down. Went to meetings with my mom. The less I ate, the more they applauded. Being hungry made me feel so proud. Still not full yet, 10 years out.
No, I'm sorry. This is emotional, you guys. This is emotional. But come on. So this amazingly talented musician and beautiful woman is this is a song about her struggles with people being fat shaming in general. Oh, you can't use that lyric. Still hungry 10 years on? That sounds like it was written by the AI that wrote Welcome to FatCon on the Music Mondays. Welcome to FatCon, where the food's piled high. Still hungry 10 years on. Welcome to FatCon. These people are a parody of themselves. And don't worry, it gets better. It gets better.
See what was wrong with me, just lived in my body, did my best to lose the weight, hoping the hurt would go away, but damn skinny feels just the same. I'll always carry it in my body.
Lady, you are not carrying skinny in your body. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, come on. This is the state of art in our culture. This woman just explained to you. I'm sorry. This woman just explained to you in this very emotional, folky, you get those minor chords, and she's singing in such a heartfelt way. My mom took me to fat camp, and I kept on eating. Yes, I'm fat. Going to fat camp. But hers is so emotional. Oh. What was that 90s movie about the fat camp? You know what I'm talking about? Vic probably knows it because Vic, you were the one who got the Midnight Society reference. I totally forgot that's what it was called, the Midnight Society. But heavyweights, yeah, heavyweights. Oh man. Oh gosh, it's just fantastic. All right, let's see here. Should we go on to transness? So I got the fat phobia out of the way. We did some fat phobia. We could go on to transness, or we could go on to Halloween and cultural appropriation, since that's coming up soon. Halloween. Let's check out Halloween. So it's still apparently I thought at this point they would have been mocked out of this. You know, they've been ridiculed. I would have thought you'd be ridiculed so much you'd stop doing this. But it's still not okay for kids to dress up as Indians for Halloween. And this is a video where a woman is giving us a tutorial on how you can talk to your kid about this. At least now they've evolved their argument into saying that the kids aren't actually the ones responsible for being racist degenerates who should be burned in a fire. It's just the adults who are that now. Because they used to say it was the kids that were that as well. You know, they used to teach the kids that you are responsible for this. So apparently it's slightly shifted. The kid isn't responsible. The kid just lives in a system that perpetuates this kind of evil. You know, wanting to wear a Pocahontas costume. But this is apparently how you should talk to your kids about this. And this will never cease to amaze me because I've never gotten a straight answer on this. Do they mean this literally? Or is it itself a skit? Like, you're not supposed to take this literally? It's trying to communicate you an idea? Because they all talk like this. And this is not... Even these people don't talk like this in real life because it's psychotic. But do they really believe this? Is this really a tutorial on how to talk to your kids about wearing inappropriate, culturally insensitive costumes? Because I can't imagine... It baffles me. I would love to hear an explanation. Just you serious, Clark? You serious? Or are you just trying to communicate a message? Is this literally how you want people to speak?
My white kid wants to dress up as a Native American for Halloween.
First of all, right off the bat, straight to jail. Ready? You catch it?
My white kid wants to dress up as a Native American for Halloween.
Referring to your own child as my white kid. My white kid. If Child Protective Services was actually there to protect children, this would be a red flag already. Explaining cultural appropriation to kids at Halloween.
What made you think of that? Yeah, you really love watching Pocahontas, don't you? And you love her pretty clothes. Did you know that Pocahontas was a real person? Except that wasn't her real name, and the true story was a lot more complicated than the movie. We can look it up together to learn more about her life and her culture. But basically, people and cultural groups like Native Americans that have less power are often treated badly, made fun of, or hurt in different ways. So when a person or a whole culture is reduced to just a costume that we can put on and take off without...
Okay, real quick, in defense of the kid, this invisible kid here. She said she wanted to be Pocahontas. She didn't say, I want to be the literal embodiment of all native peoples in the history of the Americas. Reducing a whole culture down to a costume is very offensive. Okay, well, I don't give a shit about that. I wanted to be Pocahontas. I could give a damn about the rest of the Native Americans. I saw the animated film, Pocahontas. You showed it to me. You're my mom. I wanted to be Pocahontas. I don't give a crap. But back to what I was saying about, is this how they actually want people to speak to each other? Because if you notice the way that she's talking right here, you may think, well, she's doing it kind of babyish because she says she's talking to a kid. This is the same way that they talk when they say they're talking to adults. So I'm just confused. I am completely confused on whether or not this is supposed to be taken literally, or if it's supposed to just communicate a message that you then apply in an appropriate way, which I don't even know what that would look like. But you know what I mean? Because this is insanity. This is not how normal human beings talk.
Without us really understanding the meaning behind it or the struggles those people have been through, it can feel hurtful to them. Like, when I was a kid, a popular costume was hobo, which was just sloppy clothes and pretending not to have a home. But we wouldn't do that.
BS. What, was she a kid in 1938? Hobo? Get out of here. Hobo. Sure, lady.
Do that now. We didn't mean anything bad by it, but it made light of a serious situation without us appreciating.
All those poor hobos felt bad. On Halloween, the hobos, the guy who just was like, please, sir, I just need $1 for some whiskey. Because it was 1938 and you could get whiskey from like a quarter vending machine. Whatever. They were so offended. Those hobos. The drunken hobos. They were offended. It made light of their predicament.
How difficult it really is for people who don't have a place to live.
Yeah, wow.
I know you just want to wear the costume because you love the movie. It's not your fault that history can be so complicated.
Well, wait a minute. If you knew that I only wanted to wear the costume because of the character in the movie, why the hell did you bring up the plight of all Native Americans in the history of the United States?
But since we're not from an indigenous culture like Pocahontas, and we'd be wearing clothes like hers just for fun, we should choose a different costume. Maybe you could dress up as an explorer to honor her bravery, or you could pick a costume celebrating our culture.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dress up as an explorer to honor her spirit, her adventurous spirit. Now, what on earth could she mean by dress up like an explorer? Gonna have to ask you guys to put on your thinking caps here. What could she possibly mean by dressing up like an explorer? I gotta look. There's gotta be example. So, the whole thing is native peoples like Pocahontas have been marginalized and stripped of their power. Okay? That's what we're alleging here. Her solution is, well, you could dress up like an explorer. The explorer costumes in question. Oh, man. I mean, we're not going back to colonizer days, but that's certainly, I mean, that's right there. She goes, listen, don't treat people badly. It would be inappropriate to dress up like Pocahontas because you like her. What would be better, actually, is if you dressed up as the white man that came and massacred her entire family. That's what she's saying. Fantastic. Oh, here we go. Here's another. There we go. The explorer. It's fantastic. So she wants her to dress up like this. And that's less offensive, I guess. I'm just searching this just now, too. I did not have this planned. I mean, that is hilarious. It would be culturally insensitive because white people treated Native Americans badly. So my solution, dress up like Lewis from Lewis and Clark. Oh, don't dress up as Pocahontas. That's offensive. What you should be are the winners. You should dress up as a conquistador, a colonizer, or an explorer, because we won. It is offensive that you would want to dress up as the loser. Fantastic. Thank you for that. You know what? I now realize that as crazy as this lady looks, she was just trolling us the whole time. It was all for that last bit. Because listen, not only does she say dress up like an explorer, but she says from our culture, and she's white.
Maybe you could dress up as an explorer to honor her bravery, or you could pick a costume celebrating our culture.
That was the long con. Basically, what she's saying is to go dress up as General Lee, man. Our culture. Wait a minute. I'm thinking that this white mom actually was just not a fan of Native Americans and was like, no daughter of mine is going to dress up like a savage. What you should do is dress up like an explorer. That's our culture. Don't forget, honey, we won the war. Actually, you know what? Based. Love this mom now. She was playing the long game. It was a long con, but we finally got there. All right. We're getting to the end of the show. Let's say we're just about at an hour. We got to get into our weekend pregame. Got to leave time for that. But I did want to show this because I thought it was a funny contrast. I'm not sure if anyone else is going to get this, but then again, that's the point of the channel. And for some reason, people do seem to get it. So there's been a huge trend online of this anti-marriage thing. You know, tons of different women doing these videos where they're pretending to put on a wedding ring, and they just get flashes of them having to do chores and, oh no, and they act like it's the most horrible thing in the world, and they throw the ring away. Which started as Chinese propaganda, by the way, to get Westerners to not want to get married and have kids. But that's a topic for a different day, as we're getting to the end of the show. Here's one, I mean, I'm sure you've heard other commentators go over ad nauseum the cultural impacts of, you know, and blah, 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 and what all this means. I just want to show a contrast here. So here's one of these videos. So you get it? Ha ha ha. She throws away the ring because she's doing slave labor. I'm sure you've already seen tons of people comment on why this is stupid, because it is stupid. But I want to bring a different angle to this, okay? So first of all, gross. Look at this. Gross. Absolutely gross. I mean, she looks gross. This is not appealing in any way, shape, or form. Gross. And presumably, she's presenting herself here as this is who she wants to be. God awful makeup, the gross lips with the over. It's just terrible. It's gross. Absolutely gross. And look at this. The first time you actually get to really see her face, right? The miserable dressed down version that she instantly way more attractive. This is still a ridiculous amount of makeup that she has on, but it's less than what she had before, and she already looks better between the two. Look, just gross. I mean, absolutely gross. Objectively looks way better here. And I know, well, what a misogynist. You just like her doing laundry. First of all, Everybody in life does laundry. She's going to be doing laundry whether or not she's married or not. I'm just saying in general, look at her face. Way more appealing than this fake plastic. I mean, that is gross, dude. It's just gross. All right? It's gross. If you don't think it's gross, then your brain has been ruined by over-sexualized media. And you need to go out and touch grass, as they say. So, that's that one. And I wanted to play this clip alongside it to contrast the two. Because I actually think this is an amazing... All right. Okay. I need to watch myself here. The men in the chat, which would you prefer? What we just saw or this? And I feel like I know the answer.
I hate to admit it, I really do, but I need help from a man. What am I supposed to do about this? This is a Ken problem. I'm a Barbie. I don't have a ladder. Barbie doesn't need ladders.
Cute, adorable, beautiful, whatever you want to call it. And obviously making jokes. Huge plus. No one really thinks that she's just totally inept and stupid and incapable. That's not what it is. She is a pleasant person. This is a Ken problem, not a Barbie problem. I'm a Barbie. Hilarious. and makes you feel useful, right? I mean, that's just the perfect woman right there. Hey, maybe I'm crazy, but, you know. It seemed like a stark contrast to me. All right, you guys, if you have not, make sure you like the stream. First Friday back. Let's get on to the weekend pregame. We've watched some ridiculous things, a lot of rather unfortunate racial content that'll probably get me, or will probably have YouTube ask me to take another training course on how to create better content, which is a new thing that YouTube is doing. They said that I can have my channel strikes taken away if I take some re-education classes, which I might do and stream it for you guys because I think it might be hilarious. Let's see, where's the clip? All right, guys, it's time to spread some misinformation, and that's what we're doing in our weekend pregame. This is a 100% totally legit clip of the most brilliant congresswoman. They prefer congresswoman or congressperson. Because remember, it used to be male person instead of male man. It's AOC. It's the best clip from AOC I've ever seen. Totally legit. Not spreading misinformation. Don't need to get fact checked on this one. 100% definitely happened. And I think you're going to agree with me.
And people just don't understand how much like my boyfriend has done for me. For example, the other day, I was at the grocery store, and I was trying to buy orange juice. The container said to concentrate, and so I did. Nothing happened. I was really confused by this, but my boyfriend, worried about me, found me with my iPhone locator many hours later and was able to pull me away from the shelf. He's really something special. And people just don't understand how much like my boyfriend has done for me.
Again, don't need fact checkers on this. This is 100% legit, not AI generated, 100% accurate. Concentrate, you guys. It's all you got to do. Concentrate. Well, yeah, and her boyfriend is obviously smarter because he's a colonizer. That's just the nature of things. All right. Thank you so much, Catherine. And you guys are coming in strong for the welcome back stream. I appreciate that. I'm still not going to be back to 100% health-wise for, I guess, probably till December. As I said, I got to have the surgery right before Thanksgiving. But we're back. We're going to be streaming. We're going to be having a good time. I'm going to do some videos. Super Chat Jukebox.
COVID, you take the shot. They don't oppose the beast. They don't oppose the monster. They get on their knees to it and then say, I'll help you get those others to eat me last.
Not going to lie, one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. All right. In other totally real, 100% serious, doesn't need to be fact-checked news that is not misinformation at all. Here is CNN. It says CNN team takes cover as rockets hit near Israeli Gaza border. Again, do not need to fact check. 100% legit. Not misinformation.
Yeah, we're getting video through now, Jerry. Now you can see the area is completely deserted, but I want you to get them off the road and get them laid down next to the road, okay? Closer to the road, Jerry. Move them. It looks like you're in the middle of a forest.
Down, close.
Okay, Jerry, tell the cameraman to keep Clarissa in shot, okay? It's not the Blair Witch Project.
You're fine.
That's it, perfect.
Okay.
Get nice and close. Get the cameraman nice and close.
That's the Iron Dome, okay? That's the
Now
Iron
look
Dome.
around, Jerry. Just look around as if you're in danger. Try and look nice and scared. Yeah, that's it. Catching your breath. Dead scary over here with all the bombs going off and all that.
Guys.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's the money shot. Nice and tight on Clarissa.
Are you seeing our situation, guys?
Tell her yes.
Yes.
Can she hear the shells, Jerry? Because they are about 6 miles away.
Can you hear the shells?
Stay down.
Derek, can you boost the volume on those explosions, please?
We have to stay here.
Oh, and be a darling and patch me through to Clarissa's microphone,
Guys,
please.
come to us.
Clarissa, I need you to stop swearing. You're overdoing it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Now we're getting set up on sound and visual. We should be going live in about 15 seconds, okay?
Were you guys rolling on this?
Yeah, we're rolling, Clarissa, but we're not live yet, okay? We can't show the earlier bit because we want people to think you're in danger.
Now, as you can see, that's obviously a super 100% legit. Don't need to fact check it. Obviously true. CNN HQ telling them to fake a bombing in Gaza. Obviously 100% legit. We does not require any kind of fact check at all. But luckily for us, we got one. Yes, guys, it was a meme. Yeah, it may have been when they said, that's the money shot. Let's fake the sound. That maybe could have clued you to the fact that it was fake, but apparently this was so egregious, accusing them of faking it, that they went full bore into it, man. There was a lot of facts were being checked, you guys. That's when you know everything's going good. Now, for the send-off for this first show back, I have some breaking news, you guys. Are you familiar with the face peelers of Peru? The alleged aliens, 7-foot-tall aliens in Peru. Matt Walsh has talked about it several times. Apparently there's aliens in Peru, and they go in and peel people's faces off. I mean, as the name would suggest. As a send-off for this stream, a photo has been revealed. So you know what? You guys, you're going to have to decide what's real. I should have cued the X-Files theme song for this, but there it is, you guys. What do you think? Legit? Is this a legit photo of a face peeler in Peru? I mean, that's the claim. That's the claim. I'm not, as a alien believer myself, I'm not totally convinced of this one. But, I mean, to be fair, I've seen worse. I have seen worse. So this weekend, you guys think about this. You ponder this image. Is this legit? Are aliens light beings like this? I had not heard about them being made of light. That has usually been reserved for interdimensional beings, not face peelers from Peru. The point, I think really the main story here is that clearly there's some drug cartels going around peeling people's faces off in Peru. Or the CIA. It's either the drug cartels or it's the CIA. Either way, it's something for you to ponder this weekend. So thanks for hanging out, you guys. My name is Swamp. I hope you liked the stream. Both, personally, emotionally, as well as physically. Click the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you guys for the super chats. Of course, check out the merch. I'm about to change all the merch. Put in some Christmas stuff and bring back some different t-shirts and different things. And I've been messing around. I haven't been able to get it to work quite yet, so we're not quite there yet, but I'm basically rebuilding part of the Discord for the people who still use the Discord. So it's still there. I mean, the meme channels and all that stuff's going to be there, but I'm reworking the chat channels, the news channel, and things like that. I haven't quite got it worked out yet, but soon it will be fixed. Or not fixed, but updated, because right now it's just a chat. So yeah. My name is Swamp. I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget, stay wicked, my friends.